I was away in the Poconos during quarantine. All I wanted to do was cook and like go barbecue, go for a run. I still had this underlying stress of just like being plugged in. And it really caused me to think about what I want. I've been building a real estate business for a while, and there's many times along the way where I've wanted to focus on that fully. Friends and family were definitely like, keep your job. You have benefits, you have a salary. There's this idea of generational wealth. To really build that, it wasn't gonna happen at my job. It came to a point where I was like, listen, it's now or never, just go for it. So now what we do is we develop real estate, we manage real estate, and in some cases we also sell real estate. I had an entrepreneurial spirit from an early age. I'm first generation. My parents came here with not much. I think a lot of first generations have kind of a chip on their shoulder, maybe. Our parents came here with nothing and they built all of this. Like, what are you gonna do with it? Even before I went to college, I told my father, why are you gonna spend all this money on tuition? Let's build more business, buy more real estate. And he's like, no, you're gonna go to college and you're gonna get a good job and you're gonna wear a suit to work. I spent maybe 17 years or so in corporate America, particularly consulting in the petrochemical industry. My base salary was around $200,000 a year, and then an opportunity for bonuses up to, call it $50,000, depending on the year. I really enjoyed the sort of intellectual exercise that came along with it. I just didn't see myself doing that, like becoming a leader of the industry.
So we're visiting the first property you ever bought that kicked off your whole real estate career.
I wanted to buy real estate when I was graduating high school. After college, I started looking again. Then of course I moved to New York and I went to grad school and I was broke for a long time and was just trying to save money so that I can ultimately buy real estate.
So there was a lot of hustle involved in finding the right property for you.
Yeah, I was literally leaving work as soon as I can, taking the train out to Brooklyn, was getting on buses and running around all over, going to open houses.
What did it mean to you when you bought this and you were like, wow, that's mine?
It was glorious because it was a proud moment for me. As soon as I closed and I signed all the documents, came in here and I had a picnic on the floor by myself, Sausalito turkey, cheddar cheese, a little bit of mayo on whole wheat. And I probably had a Poland Spring seltzer water with a little orange flavor in it. I purchased this house for about $700,000 back then. Current market value is around $1.1 million. My rental income is roughly $6,600 a month, and the cost of carrying is between, call it $4,600 to $5,000 a month. Cool, how's commercial space coming along?
They're wrapping up the plumbing in here, and they're waiting on the sink to come in. The doggy grooming will be able to move in.
We develop and build buildings from the ground up. We build multifamily, mixed-use residential buildings. From 4 apartments to our biggest project right now is 65 units that we're doing with typically like a street-level commercial space. We raise the capital, we take bids from contractors and decide who's going to build the thing. We have to deal with the cities, get all the permitting and all these things in place.
You gave up a stable, lucrative paycheck, and I think a lot of people would wonder, why would you do that?
Part of it is having autonomy and just decision-making as a human. One of my biggest things towards the end of my corporate career was just like, I just wanted to wear whatever I wanted to wear. I like to cook, to, be cooking while I'm working at the same time and not have any stress about it. A midday workout is a great thing. I'm traveling at the end of the month on a whim. I'm my boss now. I think I'm probably the worst boss ever. Like, I yell at myself in my head a lot because things just have to get done, and this idea that the buck stops at you. But I like that. Like, I enjoy that. In the last 12 months, maybe $60,000-$70,000 that I've gotten. The other side of that is the equity that I've built in the past 3-4 years is close to $1 million. I would definitely make less money doing something that makes me happy than something that's super cushy and a good salary or whatever, where I'm just like slowly dying on the inside.
So we both come from immigrant parents who often prioritize things like stability, security, a stable paycheck. What did your parents think of you making this transition?
They were a little bit apprehensive about it. Beta means son. Beta, you have such a stable job. You sure you want to let it go? Versus, so when they actually go out and see some of the projects, the pride on their face, was just a beautiful thing to see. She's, taking pictures with her iPad.
Yeah, it's kind of like, wow, my son built this. That's crazy, right?
Yeah, and of course, with Pakistani mothers, I don't care how many buildings you make, you're still my son, you're not that important. So there's a grounding element there I think it's good. My parents are getting older and we're slowly becoming the parents. There's financial responsibility that comes with that as well. There's this idea of generational wealth. To really build that, it wasn't gonna happen at my job. And so thinking more for the longer term and really building wealth that is meaningful, I had to do something else.